I know you are concerned with the first Descendant having greedy monetization during full release, but this is not the only thing that players must be concerned of at the moment. I hope that the game that we saw during crossplay beta will be the same game at full release, and I'm hoping that Nexon has no plans in giving the first Descendant a PvP game mode, because it will be a disaster in my opinion. I came from a game wherein the developers have PvP in their system, but discontinued the game mode, and only a handful of players are playing it right now. I'm talking about Warframe PvP, and the issue were lack of players, lack of separation between top and bottom skill level, lack of unique game modes, and almost nothing you get in Conclave carries over to the rest of the game. They even shifted the sum of the rewards now into PvE content, and the developers seems to have no plans in giving PvP in Warframe a second chance. On the other hand, I played PvP also in Destiny 2, and it's different because the gunplay is great and hitting enemies with your shot is actually fun to do. You feel like a total badass might even think that you can join competitive shooter matches like Apex Legends, and hell, even participate in big esports event for shooter games. Well, I did felt this way and downloaded Apex Legends for the first time. Eventually, I felt stupid and was demoralized by Apex predators smurfing in lobbies, and my dream of becoming the top e-sport player in shooting games got stomped to the ground like it was nothing. PvP in Destiny 2 is a feels-good online shooting game, and sometimes you will see unbalanced things in matches and even cheaters who try to trick-shot you every time. I even experienced extreme frustration in some of my PvP matches in Destiny 2 when someone in the opposite team was just chilling in our spawn point, and every time I spawn I die. There was even times when I'm scared of fucking going out of cover because no matter how high I jump or flawless my dodge is, I always get one-shotted by that guy who is 500 meters away and using a hand cannon. Although it has good matches and interesting PvP game modes, but Bungie killed the PvP game mode when they announced Marathon in my opinion. That is definitely a must-see game for the PvP Battle Royale shooter genre, but right now Destiny 2 are focused even more with PvE content. So this two giant looter shooter games who have made household names for themselves for years have one thing in common. They eventually fail in PvP content. The main reason behind this is that it's hard to do PvP content, balance all things in a PvE-oriented game. Character skills should be balanced, and even weapons should be balanced so that they don't give players leverage. Instead, players should rely on pure skills to aim, shoot, and be mindful of their environment to have an advantage in every PvP matches. There's nothing bad in offering a player versus player content in a PvE game, as it somehow gives veteran players something to do while waiting for new content in the game. However, it will be hard for the developers to make a PvP content in the first Descendant, judging on how crazy the power level of the characters and the weapons in the game. First of all, they have to balance Glay, or everyone will just choose this Descendant in matches. Secondly, the game mode should also fit other Descendants like Ajax for defense and other sort of stuff. It's not just a PvP match wherein you can aim and shoot enemies, but it should be incorporated with PvE aspect missions such as capturing points, defending targets, and even destroying enemy bases so that it would be interesting and fun. In fact, PvP matches in the first Descendant can work if it has some other objectives other than killing an enemy player, but the only problem is balancing. It would be a complete mess, and seeing the first Descendant in the crossplay beta, it looks like it has no chance of getting PvP at the moment. This is because Nexon have lots of things to fix before release, like crashing issues, balancing and removing exploits in the PvE space, and a lot of matchmaking and level requirements to enter missions in the game. They have their hands full right now, and giving it a PvP game mode means that they will need to also have a team which is focus only for this part of the game. In addition to this, the game is modeled like Warframe, wherein their main monetization is releasing new Descendants every couple of months and giving it an ultimate version. Warframe has like 54 Warframes right now, and it would be a mess to balance these Warframes in a PvP environment since they have unique skills and there are lots of probabilities that the game will be messed if they will not be thorough with their balancing. The same problem will be met by Nexon if they will have a PvP matches in their game right now. On the other hand, Destiny 2 is manageable because they only have a few characters to balance, and they are just focusing on these 3 characters, giving it more power, so there are only a couple of combinations that the players can use in PvP matches also. This is why PvP is a nightmare for a game like the first Descendant, and I hope that the developers will clarify to the players if it will have PvP matches in the game. Better yet, I'm hoping that they will announce that the first Descendant will only be a PvE-oriented game, which allows us to mean max builds and live that power fantasy we love in looter-shooter game. Now, I would like to know your thoughts about PvP in the first Descendant. Do you want the feature, or do you agree with me that the developers should stay away from this feature right now? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.